So you are not making money consistently. Now, this is going to be an uncut, very real. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what you need to hear because you just need to hear it. We need some of that once in a while. I'm going to tell you my story, exactly what I've been through, exactly just to show you that I've been in your situation as well, and exactly how I was able to get out of it to eventually be here today. I'm now making money literally every single month, and most months is going to be profitable because I have a system in place to make sure that is the case. I post my trades daily on my Instagram. If you need all the proof just to see, to back up exactly what I'm saying, go on my Instagram at Sully's Advice. You will see everything there. But with that aside now, let me tell you guys exactly, why you're not making money or why at least I wasn't making money and see if you can at least relate with that situation. So I'm just going to start with a story. One of my worst stories of the worst time that I fumbled a bag big time. Now, this is probably the worst of the worst. There's many, many times I've made mistakes and stuff. You might find those stories in my other videos, but this is going to be the worst. And basically, there was a time I was taking a prop from challenge, like the usual, taking a prop from challenge. I passed phase one, smooth. Phase two was going very, very well, smooth. And there was this day, I remember it like it was yesterday, and I'll probably never forget this. I was in a trade, the final trade that I needed to pass the challenge to get funded, get the account, start making money, getting payouts, literally the final trade. I needed less than 1% or 1%, and that was it. One trade left. I entered this trade now. I was looking at my P&L. I hit TP. I heard the signal go off. I hit TP. So I was looking at my phone, but obviously I didn't have my TP set because actually I had my TP set, but because I needed less than 1%, meaning that I didn't even need to wait the whole position. I just needed to close as soon as I've made, hit the threshold basically. So I looked at it and it said I already hit, like, let's say I needed to make 10% on 100K, right? So 110K. I saw 110K there basically saying that cool, this is the equity, you can close now. And obviously I'm gonna have that 110K. So I closed the trade manually on my phone. Once I did that now, obviously there's commissions and stuff that I didn't really think about and just all that other minuses. So when I closed the trade, I realized I was literally like $10 short, literally like 0.1% of passing because I closed where I thought obviously I'm gonna make, but obviously minus commissions and the rest of the stuff, I was down. And I was thinking to myself, okay, so now I need to take another trade, right, to win this. So I thought, you know what, let me not just take any setup, but realistically, all I needed is any setup to go my way, any setup to go my way. So I took another trade that followed my strategy and everything else, but I think that one went wrong. So I'm down minus 1% now. So I thought to myself, okay, I was literally 0.1% away from passing and now I'm down 1%. Come on, like we're literally just there. Take another setup. One of them is gonna win, right? So I took another setup again. So at this point, I'm starting to break my rule just because I was so close. I was literally at the finish line. Took another setup again, down 2%. Took another setup again, I'm down 3% on the day. And I was thinking to myself, how have I made this go wrong? But obviously, in the moment now, you're emotional. I'm sure we can all relate. You're now emotional a little bit. You just want to pass. You're thinking to yourself, you want to do this today because you're literally right there. You don't want to wait another trading day. So I was just trying to get my money back at this point. And somehow you can imagine, I blew the account because I went below 5%. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, that story, I'll never forget it because I will thought to myself, Sully, you are an absolute joke. Like oh my God, how can you make it go so wrong? I'm laughing now because obviously this is in the past and it's okay now, but I couldn't believe it. I thought to myself, there's no way, I must be dreaming that there's no way I fumbled this account. And now I've got to buy another account, spend more money, go through the whole process again and try to pass again, bro. All right, look, the main reason to why I'm telling you this is just to highlight one problem, which is the rush. Rushing is one of the reasons to why you are not profitable, to why you fumble the bag. Because obviously, the whole idea to get into trading in the first place is to make money, which I understand. We all want to make money. Most of the time, a lot of us get into trading when money is tight. You have like your last, like you don't really have money like that. So you want trading. People have shown you that trading is going to print money. You're gonna make 1K every day. Boom, boom, bow. follow this person's trade, you're gonna print money. So already you come into it with a rush, but that's bad already off the gate. And the reason why I fumbled that trade is because I was in a rush to just pass that trade that day, get funded that day. If I just waited the next day for another trade opportunity like I always do, it would have been okay. But I wanted to pass that day because I was just so close. So the rush is one of the issue. I'm telling you, as much as I say it myself, you can pass in 3 months. Yes, I stand by that. You can get into trading and be good in 3 months. Obviously, that's if you had like a crash course, you have a mentor, someone teaching you daily, weekly calls, which is something I also offer to some people, just a handful of people. It is somewhat possible, yes. But generally, come into trading knowing that you're going to fail for at least a year. At least 1 year you're gonna fail, because when I taught myself how to trade from the beginning, just like everybody else, everyone starts from zero with no knowledge. It took me 1 year, 1 year of failing a ton of challenges, all the stress, 10 hours, shifts trying to learn how to trade and all of that stuff, right? And I was in school as well, doing exams, the whole shebang. I was basically there busy. I was busy with other things, doing other things. So I was able to still pattern all of this. Was I in school? Yeah, I think I was in school at that time. I mean, this was literally about 2 years ago now, a year ago now. About a year ago now. So actually, I don't think I was in school, but I was busy doing other things, content creating, all that stuff. And I learned how to trade literally through YouTube videos and all that stuff. That's what I'm just trying to get at. So it took me about a year to fail regardless. And trust me, I was putting in a lot of hours to learn this. So I'm just trying to show you that at least give yourself a year to fail. At least a year. For some people, it's going to take 2 years. Some people, it's going to take 3 years maybe. What depends on how quickly you discipline yourself. So stop the rush. I promise you, if you just take time, just see it as you come, you trade, you stop, you carry on about your life. And that alone is already going to make it significantly better than putting the time to it. Once you put a time to trade in this GG's, I'm telling you, it goes wrong. Once you put a time to trade in, it's wraps, man. It's just gonna go south. So I don't recommend it. Just come and see that you will get profitable eventually, as long as you keep doing the right things. Eventually the accounts will compound, eventually you get funded, eventually you get payouts. You won't even realize it's happening, but it's going to happen. Now that's not the only thing though. Obviously, that's not the only thing that's stopping you. It could be for some people, but the next thing is realistically just the fact that you don't trust your edge. Your edge meaning your strategy, exactly what you used to trade. You don't trust it, man. If you did, there will be a certain level of confidence that you can speak, and you would know that if I take one trade a day, I'll probably make it. I'll probably be good. And what I'm getting at is that how you learn to trust your edge is by having data to back it up. I don't care what else you say, data backs things up. Without that, you're just going off vibes. Think about any sport, think about anything in this world. Before someone like let's say Steph Curry, everyone should know who that is. Let's just say him, right? Before he became the guy that he is and he's shooting all those shots on the court, he already went, through training. He had that data to see that, cool, I can shoot from this far and score. I can shoot from here and make it. And he's done that multiple times to know that he can do it. Then he goes on to the live games to then repeat the same thing. And then in game, when there's a lot more pressure, a lot more heat, everyone's watching, he does the same thing and he realizes, okay, cool. I have this, my shot rate, my hit rate is this percentage, and he can still do it in game. It's exactly the same thing when you're trading. Before you trade live, you need to have data over several months to show you that, okay, cool, if I trade exactly like this, the exact same way, you're going to get this result. That is why it's so key and important that you have a systematic trading style. How I trade, I have my trading is the 111 system, in the sense that I have things in place that is consistent, that doesn't change. So that way it's not like if I wake up today and I'm emotional, all of a sudden my trading is going to be different. No, because if I follow these set of rules, I'm going to basically be profitable and I'm going to make this amount because my data over 2 years has shown this. Then I would then start trading the live markets and apply the same thing, and that same data is going to now show this. Obviously, there might be more pressure when you're trading live, commissions, errors, glitches, but you still need to do that though. You need to forward test. That's what we call forward testing, when you're doing it live and you're seeing this is the data as well. You do that over several months. It is key. And the part that many people don't do is back testing. And why do I know this? Because I was there as well. When I was learning to trade for a year, first 6 months I didn't backtest at all because I saw it as like homework. I saw it as like it's boring. Why do I need to backtest? I want to forward test. Is more realistic. Everyone says this. Oh, forward testing, go into the live markets because it makes more sense. Yes, I hear it. It's key. It's important, but you have to backtest as well. Someone doesn't just start a basketball game and just go straight, on the live course and start shooting because they want a forward test. They already know what their strengths are beforehand. Am I a shooter? Yeah. So now I can shoot on the live and the live game as well. Am I someone who's just good at defending? Cool. My defense is just way better. So am I gonna defend on the live game? Yeah, you kind of get the idea, right? You need to have a back tested result first, apply that on a forward test, then you have the complete data. And I promise you, once you do this, there's a certain level of confidence that you will have to know that I like you can always go back, check your data, and you will see, boom, this month went this way, this month went this way. When I traded this month, I had, I lost 3 trades in a row. So when you lose 3 trades in a row when you're trading live, it's normal to you. You're not going to stress about it because you've seen it happen before. But for those who have no data or no confidence at all, when you're trading live now, you lose 3 trades, you're thinking to yourself, oh, but this YouTuber that I watch says if you're losing 3 trades in a row, it means you're probably the worst trader in the world. But obviously that's not the case because based on your strategy, you can lose 3 trades in a row. It's normal. But obviously with a good risk reward, you would then be profitable at the end of it. If you don't backtest, if you have no data, pointless. I'm telling you, it's gonna make your whole journey 10 times harder. Don't do what I did. I started backtesting 6 months later. I should have started from the beginning. The moment you have your strategy, you find something that works and resonates with you and you like the way the person trades, you need to backtest it. That's how you're going to know if it works for you, if you can replicate it, if you can repeat it and actually be profitable over at least 6 months. When you're backtesting, over at least 6 months. 6 months worth, and you've backtested every single day, you have 6 months worth of result before you even start to think about anything. If you can do more, you can do more. I've done multiple years, you don't even want to know, of backtesting. Like that's what I do in my spare time. Hours and hours and hours and hours of backtest. I pretty much do it at least every week. Reason why is just to reinforce that confidence, right? Just to know that okay, cool. This is how the week went. This is how if I traded in 2014, this is how it goes. Just so I have the results. The result speaks. Result speaks, trust me. Okay, now this next one makes me laugh all the time because I get a lot of comments from people just saying it and I just don't even bother responding because it's a waste of my time. And that is when people screaming pips all over the place. Pips, pips, pips. I'll tell you now, pips don't mean anything. Pips don't pay the bills. Pips just, it's kind of like a thing that all these Forex traders, copy traders groups come up with. They'll tell you, oh, 10 pips today, 20 pips today, we made 100 pips today. You know, pips doesn't make any sense, right? Because when you think about it on the charts, when you enter a trade, I can make my one-to-one trade be as wide as this, right? It could be the widest thing in the world, make my stop loss as huge as possible. And then I can make 100 pips for one-to-one. That doesn't, do you get my point? It's still a one-to-one. If I risk $100, at the end of that, it's still $100. It doesn't mean anything, even if it's 1,000 pips. So what really is important is risk reward, is RR, is how much percentage you get every single time you trade. My pips are very small, right? I can trade 10 pips. I can have a 10 pips kind of range, right, in a trade. But that is still, that could be a 1-to-2, a 1-to-1, a 1-to-3. It all depends on the setup, right? But that's all that matters because it means that at the end of the day, I turned $100 to 300, 1,000 to 3,000. And why I'm getting at this is that a lot of you learn bad habits from these trading groups and you're chasing pips all over the place. Pips don't mean anything. Just have your strategy set in a way that makes you money. That is all that matters at the end of the day. Making money every single month. Pips don't matter. Risk reward does matter, of course, but don't also chase these trading groups that are teaching you, oh, 90% win rate. Let me tell you something you don't know. The reason why these trading groups, right? Like signal groups, should I say? Not really trading groups, signal groups. The ones that you copy their trades, you enter stop loss TP, TP1, TP2, TP6. Those ones, the reason why they have 90% win rate and everyone chases them and wants to be in the group is all marketing. It works, so I have to give it to them. But it's because most of the time, their TP1 is probably like a 1 to 0.5 RR, meaning that they have like a higher stop loss and a smaller TP. So it doesn't even make sense. But they have that. And once you hit TP1, they're going to consider it as a win. So in most cases, they will hit TP1 because it's just like the TP1 is like a tiny movement. TP1, TP2, TP3, and most of the time it makes it look like they're winning 24s. But I'll tell you for free, if you are risking more than you're taking, it's going to be a very long day for you to be profitable. In fact, if you're even trading in signal groups, it's going to be difficult. I'll be real with you. You need to know how to trade for yourself. That's why I like to teach people how to trade. I send my trades as well. You can take mine, but I'll tell you now, if I'm not there, everyone in Sully's Academy can still take setups because they know what to do. They trade the exact same way as I do. I've taught them exactly what I do so they can take the exact same setups, not just copy, because copying don't do anything for you. You need to have the understanding of what's going on. There's no TP1, TP7 because like my strategy is set to where the risk manager makes sense and where I'm leaving at is a way that is set where it's going to make me money overall. Don't just follow the TP1s, TP2, 3, 4 because that's just set for them to have a high win rate because that's what people like to hear. But you need to see exactly how much they're making at the end of the month. It's not about the win rate. Win rate doesn't really matter. There's some people that have a 30% win rate and they're making a ton of money. I'll tell you that for free because the risk reward makes sense. The higher your risk reward, so if you're going for 1 to 5s, of course you're going to win less, but when that 1 to 5 hit, it's going to make up for all the losses. That's simply what trading is. Risk reward is all that matters. Nothing else matters but your risk reward and how much you come out with at the end of every single month. If your month is bad every single time, it means that over the amount of trades you took that month, something kind of went wrong. So generally, I like to say you want to be profitable, let's say every week, but some weeks you might be break even, some weeks could be losing weeks. That's why I say roughly every month you want to be profitable. At least every month, right? Every month you want to at least making some money. But generally, the bigger picture though is every year you gotta be in profit. If you're not in profit by the end of 1 year of trading, something's wrong somewhere, in my opinion, right? Something's gone wrong. So look, let me just be real with you. Ultimately, all of this boils down to data. If I'm being serious, the biggest factor that I'll take it down to is data. Because I'll say every single person who knows how to trade, they have a track record to back up their trading. They have a track record before they trade live. They have a track record of when they're trading live. That is exactly why I have all of this data. So if anybody wants to see it, they want to know, I can always also show it to you. But I post my trades live every single day pretty much on my Instagram. So you literally see my track data live. I post my wins and my losses pretty much daily. That's my way of keeping data. But I do it live so everybody can see it. So that way people are accountable with me as well. People can see when I win and when I lose. And at the end of the month, then you see my profit. So if you really want to change exactly how you trade, you actually want to be profitable, I would highly recommend start back testing, focus on your risk reward, focus on the bad habits. Don't be in a rush. Be extremely patient with trading. Find an edge that works and just stick to your rules. Every day you break your rules, you should punish yourself. I'm not saying go and whip yourself or anything crazy, but there has to be something on the line that makes you care, right? Don't just be breaking rules all over the place. It doesn't like there has to be rules. Rules has to be set. So find rules, have rules to follow, and don't break them. Just don't break it. And I promise you, if you don't break your rules, it will be fine. I check this every time. Every time I break my rule, things just wrong with the rule. The rules are set there for a reason because I've practiced it enough to create these rules to make it tangible to where when I break these rules, usually that's when I start having losing trades, losing weeks. So again, just have these data, backtest, 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 backtest a lot, and you'll see a significant improvement in your confidence, in FOMO, having no fear to enter trades, just trading less as well, by the way. Just trade less. This is one that you should know already, but take less trades. If you take less trades overall, you'll be more profitable. All the traders who are doing very well, trust me, they take less trades. Simple as. The less you do, the more you'll win. So if you do want to trade with me, if you do want to see exactly how I do it, to join the many students that trade with me already, just DM me. I'll leave my Instagram in the description of this video. Just DM me the word teach and we'll talk. I'll fill you in on exactly what you need to know. I'll show you the results of other students that are doing very, very well as well. And you can trade with me. You can learn exactly how I trade. Thank you guys for watching and I hope this was valuable and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.